gonna suck editing.
What up?
What's Gucci? Welcome back to Two Black Kids.
2BK.
I'm co-host Neto.
King May.
And today we are going to talk about how we met. This is my brother. Like,
Literally.
yeah, like he has been there for me every step of the way. And thought we should give you guys some insight on who we are, where we come from, how we actually met and stuff like that. So I remember playing football up to my sophomore year. And there was this big buff ass black dude that was just fucking crazy. Like anger issues out the ass. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to go against that motherfucker. And so like after some time I actually got out of football. I started working and stuff like that, but cause I wanted money, because I wanted to like have my own vehicle and drive around and stuff like that. So who the fuck do I meet after I get out of football? That angry ass black dude, other known as Demery, which they call him DJ, and the most softest, coolest dude I ever met. Hey man, how's it going? Soft spoken, this and that. Like, what the fuck all that? Where did this come from? Like when he's passionate about something, he is passionate, and he's a real cool dude.
Moral of the story: don't judge a book by its cover.
Don't. So I'll tell you my side of the story. Like, I remember being in Spanish class my freshman year, and I met up with one of my close friends named John. He's a guitarist, and which I like to drum. So I was like, hey, I would like to start a band. What are you doing this summer? So, come our sophomore year, like, we're playing music and stuff like that. So we're not doing anything serious. We're playing like Boxcar Racer, Blink 182, stuff like that. Then we started trickling with like a little bit of Attack, stuff like that. Then we started doing our own music. Oh, this is great. Let's go play some shows. Shout out to Fuel Cafe.
The legendary Fuel Cafe.
Legendary Fuel Cafe. Playing shows there, this and that.
The only place where you can literally play a show and see all great local bands, and on top of that, right joined to it was a skate park. And they literally would take the time to teach kids how to skate.
Yeah. Dope. Very great place. So we played there a few times. We met with like a couple of different bands and stuff like that. I remember at one point in time, like, I got into this computer class where we broke down computers and like rebuilt them or something like that. And so we would go down to the green room, which is like they had like this the whole wall was like a green sheet and stuff like that, and we'll make videos and stuff like that. So I remember we used to mess around on Fruity Loops, and I remember one time one of my friends said that he had a couple of friends coming down, and I think this was like 2009, 2010.
Yeah, it was either 09 or 2010. Definitely.
Yeah. So I remember being down there with messing around with Fruity Loops and stuff like that, and there's the big friendly giant DJ. Like, oh, hey, what's up, man? And then right behind him was Nathan. I'm like, okay, hey, nice to meet you, this and that, cool. And that's how I remember us meeting. And like, I remember it wasn't until later we actually found out he's like, were you second cousins to Frank and them? Second. So he's second cousins to my half brothers and sister. And so like, oh, so we family. And pretty much, yeah, we've been brothers ever since. So
pretty much, yeah. And see, the part that he's leaving out is that the first time that we met each other in that room and they had that studio, I was like excited. I was like, oh, this is my first time, looking at a studio. He's not telling me about that shitty ass drum kit that they had in there with dull heads out the wazoo that hadn't been changed since like 1996.
That was really mine. I brought that to the
Yeah,
school.
yeah. The drum heads were horrible. Like it was.
It was a sound percussion drum set that was like less than $200,
Yeah, but
and
it was shit.
yeah,
It was
hey,
shit,
my
and they had
mom,
so much usage on it. But hey, it was awesome. Okay,
it was like not even a year old. That's how much I played it.
so in order to kind of just add like a little bit of stuff into there, have been playing in bands together. So his band was called Your Last Chance, and I was in a band called Aveline, where me and DJ were the two screamers in there. And so what happened was that the first time we ever played a show, we would always like co-headline with each other. And there were several times to where we were going through a various amount of drummers. So he was like, "Yo, who can we get that's somebody that's consistent and like can really like vibe with us and already know? Insert this guy."
I Travis Barker that shit. They gave me 45 minutes to learn all their songs.
But it still was dope because his like he was. And so I remember the first time that I like really made a connection with him outside of that moment of going meet in that little studio room, whatever you want to call it. We were playing, and I don't know if it was practice. No, it was like a practice session, and the way we were just in sync, like we were like I would like tell him like, "Hey, why don't you like kind of like play like ones at the dun like something like that." Like I would do my like I would phrase my musical terminology in ways that he would be able to understand and vice versa. And I distinctly remember I was just like so happy. I was like, man, and it's not even about being black. It was just like finally finding somebody. I was like, bro, when I'm with you and like you play, I just feel more musically inclined. And ever since then, it's just been a non-stop like upward greatness, transcending into many years of like friendship, brotherhood, and just like straight dopeness, man. So like I said, there's so many memories that we got together and so many that we're continuing to make on a day-to-day basis. I never thought that I'd be able to find such a kindred spirit, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah, it's been a lifetime.
yeah, man.
It has been a lifetime.
So
So
I mean, but yeah, I mean, like some of the things, like like plan was at Fuel Cafe, we were able to play with a lot of great bands. My band that I was in was actually a splinter off of another like big local band at the time. And the biggest band that
what
we
was that
all
name?
collectively played with was Micah Relocate.
Yeah. So that band you're talking about is at Calvary. So those of
Yeah.
y'all who remember at Calvary, I remember.
So at Calvary, also you had
Which Aaron Kadura, he actually played for Fit for a King. I just realized that not too long
and
ago.
before Fit for a King, he actually had played in another band that was getting their stuff together. They were kind of like a electro dance group. I can't think of their name right now, but yeah. So everybody was like simultaneously linked.
Yeah, I forgot the name of that.
Yeah. So
Oh, also, man, we definitely want to give a shout out. Rest in peace, Cameron Cat.
yeah.
I remember him since like first grade.
And for those of you who don't know, he was the talented
Very
drummer
talented.
from a band called Carrier Ghost.
Also Widows.
He and I remember that night as well. Another moment with him. We were riding in his. All of us had a show. It was
Yeah.
it was Aveline and Carrier Ghost, and he
Your
was
Last
drumming,
Chance.
and we were all playing,
Yeah.
and we were
We
riding.
went in his mom's van to Phil
Yeah,
Cafe.
it was a freaking I think it was like a 2000 Ford Explorer. But we were jamming like hardcore. I remember I was in the front seat, he was in the back. We had the equipment, and we were just jamming. Like it was a beautiful moment, man.
Oh yeah, man, it was amazing, man. I miss him though.
Yeah, rest in peace, Cameron, man. So, but
Yeah, so I've been riding with Nate for a long time.
But you know what? We need to talk about like the F-150 days.
Oh yeah, definitely. I remember the F-150 days. It Yeah, it's been through a lot.
We were in the hood. We were riding in the F-150 that had like
Black 2000 F-150.
that freaking sound system in there. I thought that was like crafted by God himself, because the way that music came through those speakers was next to none. We would ride around, we would scream, we would vibe. Oh my God,
In
we
the
listened
hood.
to in the hood,
In the
and
hood.
we would listen to so many bands: August Burns Red, Carnival,
Inner
Tesseract, Inner Shikari. Oh my God.
Everything.
Put a little bit of Miss May out. Like it was a various combination of bands that were played in there. And I wish we could have got some of that stuff like for archival footage, because that was some of the best times. We'll be like, hey, what you doing? Nothing. Let's ride. All right, cool. Like we can just go right to like local, like down the street, like 20 minutes, and then just go vibe. So you know, that's why, like, if y'all ever hear us make reference to like F-150 days, those were the days that was just like straight epic. You know what I'm saying?
And like, man, I tell you, like when I say Nathan is my true brother, like he choreographed me proposing to my fiance in Helica. So yeah, he choreographed the whole entire thing. There's that story that you might find on in Helica with Love. We'll leave a description, a link to the description down below. But yeah, man, he has done so much for me, man. Like I can't thank you enough.
All I can say is this, right? To anybody out there who feels like they're alone, who feels like they can't connect with anybody, just never give up. If you continue to stay who you are, be yourself. If you've been labeled such and such, don't let those words get to you, because there are people out there. I am super glad, and I'm always thankful that I was able to find him. And also, at the time, we were living super close to each other too. Nothing but a hop and a skip down the street, like a few blocks away from each other. And you know, just everything fell into place. So when you are finally, this life was not meant to go by just being alone. So when you are able to finally find somebody who truly loves you and truly allows you to be yourself without judgment, that is very rare. And even if it's one or two people, hold on to that, because the people that cherish you are the ones that should be cherished as well. So with that being said, with this guy, I could tell you many of things. There have been several times where I've been in tight situations. I call him, he's literally there in no less than 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, and it's vice versa. You know, it's just like I said, it's one of those things where, you know what they say, what's already understood doesn't even have to be explained. Exactly. So, you know, you guys just keep pushing, man. Like, and just know that, like I said, if you feel like there's no way out, there is a way out, and there are people there who are ready to welcome you and just nurture you and like let you be the best you that you can be. So
yeah, you got to communicate though. Absolutely have to communicate.
Have to. Even towards this day, like I tell him, like we're literally brothers, but you know, we know each other very well, but at the same time, you know, we're not mind readers. We still have to communicate in order to do it. And you know what? Here's a little bonus thing. Main thing is, me and this guy have never gotten in an argument. Nope. When we get on subjects and we have a difference of opinion, we agree to disagree, but not in the sense of you go your way, I go my way.
No, hear each other's views.
He educates me on something that I didn't know, and vice versa. And even if there's a like a collective disagreement, it's done with love. We simply go to the next topic like that. We don't sit up here have shouting matches. We don't sit up here mad at each other for 3 weeks or 3 months.
All right, hold up, because there wasn't one time we talked about like who we think should play Batman.
Oh wow.
So yeah, we not speaking. That's
damn you, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. So yeah.
But that's just a little tidbit of to show you like how our relationship is. Like, yeah, that's how passionate it got, like about who should play freaking Batman. Like, you know, so yeah, man. I mean, like I said, it's very rare, and like I told him, you know, like I'm a ride for you until the wheels fall off. Even if it fall off, I'm gonna find out how to patch them holes up and keep it rolling.
Oh, definitely.
So
Yeah.
that's the story, and that's the thing that we want you guys to always remember is that keep going, man. Do not like give up. Do not let someone tell you who you should be, what you should be, how you should live your life. You live your life according to how it makes you feel, and you always continue to just take the positive, and if negative, you have to take that as well to keep a good balance. But take that negative and turn it into a positive and keep going.
Definitely.
And so yeah. I mean, that's what we do.
All right. Well, so this is going to end the leading segments. So next time you see us, we're gonna come out with like a brand new topic. We don't know what it's gonna be yet, but
you guys just better be ready, man, because
ready.
it can come out anytime. If you guys like this comment, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. And like I said, if you all have any suggestions on like some things that you want to hear us talk about, feel free, and we will definitely tackle them as much as we can.
Shout out segment. So yeah, so I own a couple of businesses, which above beyond the index, A.B.I production. That's one of them where we do all our music. All Kinds of Like is our group. We may come out with another group because we don't just do like R&B and hip hop, rap, stuff like that. We actually do like rock music, metal, stuff like that. So we got some stuff coming out to be announced as of now. But yeah, we got some stuff in the works.
And just so y'all understand, since we have this video here, I want y'all to understand the concept of all kinds of light. Now, I'm going to give you my perspective, and he's going to give you his. All kinds of light to me is that this is a collective of individuals who come together to be able to push for a common purpose. What I put it synonymously with is kind of like the ASAP collective, the Always Strive and Prosper, when they did that, like, you know, like ASAP Rocky, ASAP Twerk, Ferg, and all of that. That's what AKA means to me. AKA is that even if it's not in the musical realm, we could be collaborating on creative ideas, such as how can we move this forward, and like in aspects of marketing, or you know, artist type stuff. That's what All Kinds of Like are. So if you're watching this, you're actually part of our collective. You have taken the time to see what these guys are talking about, and if you have been outcast, if you've been labeled as a black sheep, if you've been labeled as the weirdo, and there's some other explicit words, and I'm not going to put it into here. This is
even
for
if
you.
you were just one of those people who just understood life at such a young age and just was above all of the BS and stuff like that, this is for you. That's what All Kinds of Like is. You know, my perspective, you know, growing up, broken household and stuff like that, like the siblings were always close. You know, the strangers you meet in life were your best friends and stuff like that. You know, playing in bands with, like, you know, with the white kids, you know, the other kids and Mexican kids, stuff like that, and being able to be led and lead, um, you know, the younger generation, older generation, stuff like that. That's what AKA is. You know, meeting all those people and, you know, being able to like hang out with them and learn from them and stuff like that. That to me, that's what AKA is, and it's just a life story. And yeah, so welcome to the family.
And just so you know, just being the latter of the shout outs, I want to say once again, shout out to my sister Angelica Montenegro. She has a great channel called Angelica with Love. We're gonna leave the link in the description. You guys check that out. Really amazing. Shout out to my friend Mata, who has a Instagram and Facebook page, Cluology. I'll link that for you guys. She's a really up and coming, I'll consider her like a designer. She knits, she does all types of things. She's very creative. And also shout out to Monty Ward. I'm going to link you guys if you guys need some concept art done or some tattoo work. It's really great. And you guys just check them out. They're really dope.
Definitely. And then also, lastly, we also have another entity business called Texas Sega, Texas Southeastern Golf Association. So with that, we actually had a recent tournament. It turned out pretty successful. We actually doubled the numbers of players that we had from the first one. So we're going to be working towards our third circuit. We play every quarterly, and as of now, we're looking for people to join like the league. It's not like an extensive league. It's just a come and play, hang out, network, stuff like that. You can be anybody. If you just love the game of golf and you want to meet great people, come out and join this. In the future, we're actually going to start leaning towards using the money to fund a youth development facility. If you like helping the youth, playing sports for a good cause, this and that, if you want to get out the house, do something good, and give a good excuse to the wives, let them know, like, hey, the money's not going just for me, just to BS around. I'm actually doing it for a good cause. Come check us out. You can find us at texassega.com. You can also find us at www.abovebeyondindex.com. So yeah, just be on the lookout.
And before we end this, I want you guys to remember two things. Always remember two things. If you can't take anything else from this, remember these two things from me to you. Number one, you have to love yourself before you can love anyone else. That's the golden rule. Number two, always remember that in any situation, and I'm paraphrasing this from a performance artist that I really like named Flame Monroe. Always remember this: can't nobody do what you do. What you bring to the table, can nobody do that. So you have something that you offer and that you are very unique in. So just remember, once again, love yourself before you love anyone else, and can't nobody do what you do. So, I'm King Nate.
I'm Neto.
This is 2BK, and we will be back. And we love all of y'all. Peace.
I'm killing you niggas not play golf when your bitch call, it don't stay soft. Rockin' beats, no seesaw, hit a lick quick, oh you ain't know? That bitch, she better stop it. Eyes low, I keep her rockin'. Miss Lee, better keep it walking. East side, we reaching pockets. Texas shit, no Texas shit. We do it bigger, OB shit. Pockets on, none your business. AKA, we do this. Oh, but you really don't know. Live fast, but sick with the flow, no need to explode. Yeah, I hit it and go. Yeah, I hit it and go.
I can't deal with laziness, incompetence, ignorant ass niggas. Biting the hand that feed them. Fuck you then, don't need them. Still owe me a little paper, but I ain't tripping on a pocket change. Live fast loaded, let the rocket bang. No, nothing ass nigga gonna knock my fame. Pull up on the scene with the fullest.